Profit Answer Man, Rocky Lalvani. I have some exciting interviews coming up as we finish up the book in this episode, and then we'll dig into some more topics. The goal of this podcast is to help you, the business owner, understand your financial numbers so you can make better decisions. We learn money mastery without all the complicated accounting mumbo jumbo using a simple system. Your accountant's too busy documenting your transactions and creating a rearview mirror of what happened. My guess is you don't even look at the reports they sent you. If you're like most small business owners, you struggle with all of this. It's not your fault. We're not taught money in school. The Profit First system created by Mike Michalowicz works, and he certified me to help you implement the system in your business. Remember, the new equation is sales minus profit equals expenses. Let's face it, without cash flow, you can't pay your employees, buy needed material, or pay your mortgage and support your family. I help you to do that and more so you can focus on the parts of the business you love and receive the rewards for your labor and the investment you made into your business. Just remember, more revenue does not equal more profit. That's why we focus on the bottom line. Let me know where you're struggling and what questions you have. You can always email me at questions@profitanswerman.com. I read every email, and I'll do my best to answer them on the air or respond directly back to you. There's also a Profit Answer Man Facebook group. Check it out. Today, we're going to talk about keeping it all together. You all know that I built wealth by implementing the same principles as described in Profit First, and I started over 30 years ago. I set up the system to build wealth and went out doing my life. You can too. But the biggest obstacle to your success is not COVID, the economy, or anything else. It's the reflection in the mirror, you. It's what you keep doing to yourself. What do? We take on too much debt. We don't make our allocations. We steal from our profit account, our owner's pay account, our tax accounts. We focus on vanity of revenue and not the sanity of cutting costs that are killing our business. These are hard decisions, and they have to be made. I just did a deep dive with a client, and we found mispriced items. That means they're selling goods for no profit, or even worse, at a loss. You can't survive like that. It's like going to the gym. Sure, you can do it alone, but sometimes you don't feel like it, or you don't know what exercise to do, or you hit a plateau and nothing seems to be working. That's why I had a trainer, nutritionist, and an accountability group to ensure I stayed on track as I lost the 50 pounds that I did and kept them off. The same is true in your business. We get busy. Fires happen every day, and then we forget to do our allocations, and then something goes wrong, and then we steal from ourselves. This is why you need to have someone on your team. Maybe you already do. Then go empower them and tell them to hold you accountable. We need to be constantly questioning our spending and ensuring that we're getting the return we expect on our investments in business. Unfortunately, most employees are wasteful because it's not their money. We also have a culture of spend, but that's not going to make you wealthy. It does make someone else wealthy. Look, you can even get a fellow business owner on board, and the two of you can hold each other accountable. Don't do this alone. In reality, I am a bargain for what most business owners because I save them a ton on spending and I prevent mistakes. I also catch other people's financial mistakes. The next mistake people do is they go too fast. You can't shock the system and expect to survive. It takes time. For most of my clients, it's a 1 to 2 year journey to get costs in line because it takes time to make and implement changes. Starting with just 1% in the profit account and slowly ratcheting it up is how I built wealth, and it's how you can build wealth, and it's how to start with Profit First. Don't try and hit the targets. Start with where you are and make baby steps forward. Building and implementing efficiency takes time and a learning curve. You may also need to spend to save, so that's another reason it takes time. You may also need to pay your people more to attract better talent, but have less people. That takes time. Learn to innovate in your business, and at every step, ask, why do we do this? Why do we do this way? Little things compound, and you won't believe what happens, but compounding takes time. The results are the hockey stick growth. The next issue we run into is that people want to grow first and take profit later. This rarely works. Remember Paul? He took a profit distribution after his first full quarter in business. If you can't be profitable now, you will never be profitable. It's like all the people who tell me they'll start lifting when they lose weight. I know to laugh at them and move on. If you just read the paper, you can see what's happening. There's these billion-dollar tech giants, and they're still not profitable. When is it going to happen? Uber has over $10 billion in sales and can't even make a single dollar in profit? This is absurd. They don't even own the cars. People are crazy. Now, what are they doing? They're laying off 3,000 people via Zoom call. Is that what you want? Imagine if Uber had taken my advice and put 1% in their profit account every year. They would have over $100 million in profits every year. They should hire me for $1 million so I can enforce that. That's a 100x return. Who wouldn't do that? Which brings about the next mistake, which is cutting the wrong costs. Let's be frugal, not cheap. Sometimes we have to upgrade equipment and machinery and have coffee machines for our employees. Figuring out the way to do it for less is what's important. I use a regular coffee pot. It costs me about 10 cents to make one pot. I could get a Keurig machine, and it would be 45 cents per cup of coffee, or about 18 times more expensive for a pot. Remember, how you do one thing is how you do all things. These little things add up. How much waste is in your business? That's where to focus. Focus on the waste. Does what you're spending on affect the bottom line or your vanity? It's an important question. The next mistake is plowing back money to reinvest in the business. It means you're spending too much. If you need to reinvest in your business, then create a reinvestment account to buy new equipment and save up for it. Cut your expenses and put some of that towards new investments that you need to make in the future. Over time, that account will grow and you'll have the money in your business to reinvest. You don't have to steal from your profit account. Next up is raiding the tax account. Let's face it, it's not your money. It's the government's money. Remember how Mike handled his 6-figure tax bill? I just found out we have a massive tax bill as well. I knew it was coming. I'm prepared for it. As you become more profitable, your tax bill will grow, so you need to prepare for that. Paying taxes is not bad. It's efficient use of money. It's useless to spend $1 to get a 25-cent tax break if spending the dollar was not intentional. It's better not to spend it and give the government 25 cents while you keep 75%. By the way, the guy telling you to do this is doing so because you're giving him the dollar to spend on some worthless business investment. Yes, we should be tax efficient, but we shouldn't be wasteful. Next up, we hate simplicity. My diet and exercise program, it's pretty simple, but we all try for complicated. It's human nature. I know this is a simple system. I've been doing this simple system all my life, and because of it, I'm wealthy. You can too. Complicated means someone is skimming money somewhere to run a complicated system, and most likely it's not you. Let's just keep it simple. Some people think they can do this without the bank accounts and use spreadsheets. You can't. It's too complicated. It doesn't take into account human behaviors and emotions. Just set up the accounts. I can help you find a bank and a banker that actually wants to help you if you don't have one. You've always got to have that great relationship with your banker. Lastly, hire an expert to help you and hold you accountable. That's what I am. Not only am I certified by Mike, but I understand money and how to cut costs. I help my clients do it all the time. I just had a chat with one of my clients that will cut one of his major costs by 90% without much effort. How many of those types of expenses are in your business? Well, that's it for the book. Time for more episodes with information to help you become a financial wizard. Numbers don't have to be scary. And if you want, I'll hold your hand. For me, this is my life's mission, to help people build and keep wealth. I'm sick of what our government's doing and this crazy consumer attitude, along with a Fed that keeps printing money. We need to build our own wealth and cut the legs off of government. I charge a fraction of what I'm worth, and I target the part of the market that most professionals don't have time for. If you're a business owner with $500,000 to $5 million in revenue or plan to be there soon, let's chat. It's free. You will learn something if we have a conversation. I don't do hard sales because I don't want to deal with pain in the butt customers. You have to want to build wealth, be willing to show up, and do the work. So this is mutual. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, great. Maybe we'll make friends and agree to disagree on profit first. Look, you don't need more resources. You're smart. You need to be more resourceful. Remember, let's focus on the bottom line. And if you don't want to deal with this, you can have me do it for you. If you want to learn about living the life of your dreams, check out my other podcast. It's called Richer Soul. I'll put a link in the show notes. Let's repeat the mantra. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is king. Let's thrive and grow. Have a profitable week.